1, 2, 3.
Are you ready? Well, here we go.
I'm Lisa Mitzel, and this is Conditioned to Win. Hi, and welcome to the show. I'm Lisa Mitzel, your host. I'm a mental training and mental health coach, and we are starting off season 2 of the podcast, Conditioned to Win. And I've had time to reflect, a year, in fact, and on what I want to share and provide for you, the audience, and with you and our sports community. We have this wonderful challenge and opportunity in front of us to be of service for kids and families and coaches. And through my company, Zen Tiger Mind, we expanded this year into education and training materials on the mental and emotional side to help you in child activity centers respond with emotional intelligence and with care and kindness to difficulties, and to be proactive in boosting healthy brain development, wellness, and helping kids to perform better to reach their goals. So here we go with season 2, and it's called Build the Athlete Inside. And that will be our North Star this season, because that's where it starts, is inside the mind and spirit. And we can increase focus and motivation by practicing mindfulness and identifying and managing emotions. How an athlete experiences challenges on the inside is a lesson for us adults. And then together, we can be better. So today is the first episode, and it's called How to Practice Resilience. I just think that's so cool. I mean, have you thought about how to practice resilience? Well, we could do this. And some people think that a child is either resilient or not resilient, or a child is confident or not confident. But the fact is, they are learning it. Now, to start, here are 5 skills we will touch on today to practice resilience. 1, recognizing and validating feelings. 2, emotional awareness. 3, creating feelings of safety and stability. 4, self-regulation and self-compassion. I'm putting those together. 5, positivity and self-kindness. Now, what I hope for as you're listening is that maybe we can open up some new thoughts and new perspectives and think about, how can you teach resilience? Because expecting a child or teen to just be resilient is not in alignment with their mental and emotional development. They need to learn and practice certain skills. And if you think about it, it's really a gift to be able to help. So let's get to the interview. A significant way we can learn about the athlete inside is to talk to kids and teenagers and listen and really create a partnership. And with that, my guest today is Belisse Casey, and she was an athlete, and she's recently joined me in working for Zen Tiger Mind. And we are going to talk to her and listen about her experiences as an athlete and reflecting back and looking through the lens of sport and mental health, and especially resilience. We're also going to share some highlights of the new curriculum by Zen Tiger Mind, which is called, coincidentally, Resilience. It's out now, and I think you're going to want to add this to your program. But let's say hello to Belisse. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Lisa. I'm Belisse. I grew up playing soccer all the way from kindergarten all the way through high school. I played on rec teams, high school teams, club teams, and then when I graduated, I went to the University of California Berkeley, and I major in psychology, and I don't play competitively anymore. I'm back to rec, and I'm also learning on a couple other sports too, which I've really been enjoying.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been focusing, for a long time on one sport. is to be
Yeah.
able to do other things. That's really cool. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. We've been planning what we would like to share with you, the audience. And so this is going to be a fun conversation, but also going a little bit deep into how to practice resilience. But I like to start with taking a deep breath. Would you like to do that with
I'd
me?
love to.
Because we have been doing a little bit of that already. So I'm going to ring the bell and we're going to just kind of get comfortable in our seats. And we're going to take deep breaths. Okay. Ready and inhale and blow out. Let's just do one more. And inhale and blow out. And I feel my shoulders dropping. I feel myself relaxing a little bit.
Me too.
Oh, good. Because we've been working today, and here we are, a coach and an athlete sitting together, releasing tension and opening up to get a deeper understanding of what you experienced, Belisse. And though I haven't coached you in soccer, it feels important that we are, in a small way, just modeling for athletes and coaches to talk openly with each other. And this is one of the first steps in resilience, is creating a safe environment and building trust through listening. So for business owners, coaches, and parents, we want to ensure that the athlete feels emotionally safe and accepted and understood. So we're going to dive right in. And I'm wondering, as a young person, and you said you've been on multiple teams, do you remember some of the challenges that you faced that triggered some stress?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that caused me stress was like having a bad coach, meaning like they had favorites, they would prioritize them, give them more playing time, joke with them, talk with them, really connect with them. And not being one of his favorites made me kind of, want to get that playing time, really, I guess, kind of fight for my place on the team. And it kind of felt like it was competitive with the other girls too, a little bit, to like be better and be like, oh, I'm at the top, rather than like a team where we're all working together. This is like us
Yeah.
against the world
Yeah.
kind of connection.
Yeah. And what that sounds like to me is it can feel like you're alone,
Yeah.
and that, the rest of the team is having more fun, and maybe it can even feel like you're excluded from that fun.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
competition is competition. We all want to fight and
Yeah.
be
Maybe
strong.
the best. Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to feel like you have each other's back, right?
Yeah.
And feel like they really care about you.
Yeah.
Yes, that must have
Yeah.
been really hard.
Yeah. And I think it just made me put a lot of pressure on myself. And I was really scared to fail. Any mistake I made, I really took that to heart. And I just didn't enjoy playing anymore. It was like something I grew up, I loved doing it. But then all of a sudden it was like, I don't really want to go to practice. Like, what if I did something instead? Or, making excuses on why I don't have to go. Or,
Yeah, and I think again, what that taps in my mind is, not only were you scared of making mistakes and scared to go and feeling excluded, is that makes you tighten up as a player and not play as well, and then your confidence is then affected.
yeah.
Wow. So who did you talk to for support, and how did that help?
Mm, I was able to talk to my parents. I think they kind of took the more, well, she loves to play soccer, so let's push her and, give her the chance to do what she loves.
And approximately what ages were you?
For me, it started getting more competitive in middle school, but it was definitely the most competitive in high school.
Yeah.
So I was able to talk to my parents. They were understanding, but, like they wanted me to do what I'm passionate about. And then I was also able to talk to my brother, who also grew up playing soccer and competitive soccer. So I think he was able to resonate with, the environment and the emotions.
How do you think that helped you in talking with your brother? Was it just sort of somebody who's my age and kind of understands, or did he give you any tips that were like, yeah, okay, I'm going to try that? What did it feel like for you?
Um, yeah, he was able to help me like kind of process the emotions and have someone understand on a more like I've been in that environment and I know what
Yeah.
it's like was very helpful. And then it also helped that we were able to go play soccer on our own and make it fun and
Oh,
not have to do the feel all that pressure, just like
yeah.
truly just run around.
And let's make it clear, you guys are twins.
Yeah, we're twins, so we're the exact same age.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've always thought that must have a lot of benefits, a lot of fun things about
Yeah.
obviously the competitiveness and everything, but very cool. And then you were only on the one team with the bad coach, the
Yeah.
negative coach,
Yeah.
uh, for a certain period of time. Was that like a couple years or
It was like a little bit before COVID and a little bit after COVID. It was like
okay?
the weird, no
Okay.
one's competing during that 1 year.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
um,
And then what happened after that?
after that, I was able to move to a different club, which I loved. I love the coach. I love the team. Yeah, I feel like I was really able to connect with that team, and the environment felt a lot less stressful. I was able to enjoy going to practices, enjoy the game, have fun, not take it so seriously that every mistake, it felt more like a learning opportunity rather than I don't know, something I dwell on for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before, that when a young athlete, no matter what sport you're in, most of the athletes that I work with as a mental training and mental health coach are in the gymnastics community because that's my sport. But no matter what sport you're in, that tension, that worry, that stress and anxiety, it's with you. Like it doesn't just go away when you leave the field. It doesn't just fall out of your head when you go to sleep at night, and it's a period of time, it's days, weeks, months that you're feeling less than. So when you went to this different team and you were in this healthier environment, that must have felt like you were, I don't know, lighter, faster, more powerful, like better. I don't know.
Yeah, I felt like I was able to really go out there and
Yeah.
show them what I got.
That's so cool. What were some of the things that were like the language, or maybe just sort of team cheers, or, things with your teammates, whether it was in the locker room or on the field? What were some of those positive experiences that just gave you that feeling of connection?
I think it like going back to what I said earlier of like not feeling like I had to be the best and compete with the other girls. It really felt like we were working together as a
Mm,
team. And there were players that were better than me, and I didn't feel like, oh, you're better than me, I need to get to that level. It felt, oh, you're better than me. Like, I wonder how you train, or like,
mhm.
how did they get to that level? And I feel like it inspired me. Like I felt
Yeah.
inspired by the people around me.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, and then that leads us to think about the people around the athletes. So it really is a community. It really is the coaches, the parents, it could even be the officials, the teammates and everything, because we wanted to talk about what do you think helps you be resilient? What do you think helped you become more resilient instead of holding on to mistakes? Was it something about the community other than what you've already described? Was it something else, like how you became more confident?
I think just being able to connect with the people around me, just take away that whole stress, and then
Mm,
just be able to do my own thing and be able to make mistakes, learn from them, be nice to myself. Like that's okay. You made a mistake. Let's learn from it. So I
mm,
guess really practicing like self-compassion
mm.
and yeah.
Yeah, and that is the environment that allows you to do that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were forgiving, because they were positive, because they were encouraging.
Yeah.
You were able to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so what would you like to share with coaches? We are going to go through a resilience exercise. I did mention that Zen Tiger Mind has a new curriculum out. But what would you want to share with coaches and parents so that they can better support their children or their teenagers that would help them with, mental health and performance?
I would like to share that like mental health and physical health are and well-being are very intertwined. So if you're not feeling like mentally like ready to perform, that's going to affect your performance. So why not just create the best environment for the athletes? Like why put all this pressure? It's too much.
Mm.
So why not create the best environment where they're able to go out there and thrive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so physical health and mental health together and creating the best environment for both so that people don't feel stressed out that they're going to be harshly criticized or
Yeah.
embarrassed. They're not going to be isolated and told criticism in
Mhm.
front of everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in hindsight, would you want whether it was the athletic department of your school or administrators in your club program, and of course, you're in college now, so you're looking back at your experience as a preteen and a teenager. Do you think you would want them to know anything about your experience so that maybe they could create ways to support athletes who are struggling?
Yeah, I think my story is a great example of how to find the right community and that coaches really do have the power to help their athletes perform well and feel good about themselves and feel confident. And so I think that the department and administrative people should really take into consideration how powerful resilience is and how coaches really should know how to take care of their athletes and create a good environment for them to thrive.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on because we don't often think of coaches as being nurturing in terms of helping with their athletes' mental health. But here we are in 2025, and there is a mental health crisis. There absolutely is. And there's even an epidemic of loneliness in our country. And so it is no longer just the responsibility of an individual family. It really is up to us as a community to find solutions because mental health issues are so widespread. And you had mentioned COVID and the weird time, and we are going to be seeing echoes of that. We're going to be seeing real evidence of that. I have coaches telling me that they see more anxiety, kids breaking down, not feeling able to handle pressure at all. And this has nothing to do with weakness. And I think that maybe that's a judgment or a stigma in sports is that we can think easily if somebody is not tough, then they're weak. But actually, it's the mental health issues that we need to be much more in tune with. And so coaches don't have to be therapists, coaches don't have to be counselors. That's why Zen Tiger Mind has this new curriculum called Resilience. I was thinking, so the show is called How to Practice Resilience, and it really is a practice. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of the exercises. Would you like to do that with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So I want to clarify again that resilience is a practice of saying certain words and doing various exercises. And they can just be like a 2-minute exercise. It could be a 5-minute exercise. And once you do it over and over, now you're creating like the strength in your subconscious mind that you're familiar with it. It's accessible. You can apply it. This is some of the most wonderful tools that we can give kids because then they can do it 30 seconds before they're going to perform. And they can do these little exercises to be kind to themselves. So we're going to combine this with some breath work and self-compassion practice. So breath work primarily in sport, I would say, like the first thing we think about is to feel calm, to calm our nerves, right? To release stress. So we're going to take deep breaths and I'm going to talk us through it. And then we're going to do a self-compassion practice. And I'm going to teach you, and Belisse and I are going to do it. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to ring the bell again, and that's just a very nice soothing sound that can trigger your mind to say, oh, now I'm going to get calm and peaceful. It's also just FYI, Belisse, I don't know if you knew this, but when you take a deep breath and you feel your body calming down, that actually sends a message to the brain, I am safe. And that is when kids and athletes can actually take more risks. You can actually be more aggressive because you are feeling safe. So the deep breath is amazing. All right, here we go. Ready and inhale, 2, 3, 4, and blow out. And bring your shoulders down and smooth out your face and close your eyes. And let's take another breath. Inhale and hold it. Feel the air inside of you and blow out. When you make a whooshing sound out your mouth and relax your hands. And again, inhale, fill yourself up with air and hold it. And breathe out and blow the air out. Bring your shoulders down. Hands are heavy and you are relaxed. And now we're going to do the self-compassion practice. Okay, so take 2 hands and place them on your arms, almost like a little baby hug for yourself. And imagine that you feel the warm, loving power throughout your body. And then we're going to just take another breath. Ready? And breathe in and breathe out and fully relax. And then repeat these words. It's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Everything you've done, it is enough.
Everything you've done, it is enough.
You are enough.
You are enough.
Good. And let's take another breath. Inhale and exhale. And feel the warmth of your body, your hands on your arms, and repeat. It's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Everything you've done, it is enough.
Everything you've done, it is enough.
You are enough.
You are enough.
And one more time. Inhale and exhale. And comfort yourself with your hands. It's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Everything you've done is enough.
Everything you've done is enough.
You are enough.
You are enough.
And then just take a little breath. And feel all the love that you have inside. And that's it. So what you want to do when you're teaching self-compassion, when you're teaching resilience, is you make the athletes your partner and you talk to them about how self-criticism, when you're hard on yourself, for instance, when you make a mistake and then you say mean things to yourself, what's wrong with me? I can't do this. I keep trying, nothing's working. All of that self-criticism makes you feel worse, and your performance also will go down. Comforting yourself helps you feel resilient. And if at all, there's a note in the exercise. It says, for any reason, if at all you're uncomfortable, you can be firmer. So whether it's, male or female athletes, whether you're young or old, if you are uncomfortable, you can actually sway side to side if you want. If you don't want to be super still, you can be firmer, like tapping your fist, like bumping your chest or tapping your chest with your hand. That way you can actually feel a little bit more comfortable with yourself if you don't want to be still and sort of hugging yourself. You can also hold on to a soft item like a sweatshirt or a blanket. But this is a self-compassion practice. And what do you think, Belisse? Do you think that something like this is something that could have helped you if you practiced a little bit or had somebody introduce this to you?
I think it really would have helped me deal with any stress or tension or anything negative I was feeling and just release it and calm down and feel at peace.
Yeah. And does it feel weird? I mean, here we are, we're talking about it, but does it seem weird to do that in a sports environment?
I don't think so. Like you said earlier, taking a breath really doesn't take a long time. It
Yeah.
takes a minute, two
Yeah.
minutes. And if that can really help with nerves and stress, then do it.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't take a long time.
It just occurred to me, I've seen like pro football players all get on their knees and put their hands on each other's shoulders and put their heads down. And, whether somebody says something that's inspirational or somebody actually says a prayer and they all are quiet together, and like sort of a huddle together, that unity has so much power. I remember talking when I was coaching at Stanford University, and Coach Bill Walsh came and talked to my team, and he talked about the power of 100 versus 100,000. And so when his 100 football players would get really close in a huddle and they'd look at each other in the eyes, and they had this unity, this strength together, that power was more powerful than 100,000 people in the stands. And so I think that that's just an example of human energy, right?
Yeah.
And so when we get calm, when we teach kids and we're developing their brains, this is for healthy brain development. This is for emotional wellness and to improve performance. So thinking about all these things really can help us be proactive. What a good word, huh? Okay. Um, so we are at the end of the interview. What would you like to share with the audience as sort of like your final thoughts? Because as an athlete, as a young woman in college now, interning with Zen Tiger Mind, I think this has been such a lovely opportunity maybe to reflect and think about resilience. But what would you want to share with the audience?
I would want to share that it's important to find the right community, and finding the right connections with people can help you really feel good about yourself and be able to soar,
Mm,
really. And also practicing self-compassion, taking care of yourself can really help athletes or really anybody take care of themselves.
mm.
And I think it's just so important for people to really take care of their mental health.
Yeah, and this is kind of going outside of the box of your norm, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all learning together. This is not something that I would have introduced 7 or 8 years ago. Even myself and my own training and my own education in working with athletes. I think COVID is one of the big reasons why we're thinking even more deeply about the mental health and wellness of kids. But in sports, we've been kind of brainwashed that they have to be tough. And people use this term mental toughness. And what I talk about is mental awareness. And when somebody is clear in their mind that they're feeling stressed, when somebody is clear in their mind that their body is feeling tense, that's awareness. And when you have that, then you can build your tools and you can get stronger in your mind and be more resilient. So it starts with the mental, and we can teach kids to be resilient.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Belisse.
Thank you, Lisa, for having me.
You're so welcome. And you guys are going to be seeing more of Belisse, and maybe she'll be on the podcast again. We're spending the summer together, and Zen Tiger Mind is putting out lots of wonderful information for you. So follow us, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you're going to kill me. I thought I didn't push record and we'd have to do the whole interview again. Oh my gosh. My mind is in many places, but I really do practice resilience in my life as well as teach it. So let's quickly review the 5 skills for resilience that Belisse and I touched on. One, recognizing and validating feelings. She definitely recognized her own fear of making mistakes and the pressure and disharmony on that first club team. And then she got validated by her brother. He understood and could relate, and that made her feel better. Two, emotional awareness. Belisse noticed she felt tense and scared on the first team, the competitiveness to play and not make mistakes. She didn't want to go to practice. So I'm guessing that maybe there was even some depression in there. And in contrast, on the second team, she felt included and welcomed and even inspired by her teammates. Number three, creating feelings of safety and stability. Belisse described that she felt free to make mistakes on her second team, and that creates a strong sense of safety. She said that it was a chance to learn instead of get criticized and embarrassed. So that definitely was a strong sense of safety and stability, that she could be free to make those mistakes. Number four, self-regulation and self-compassion. Belisse talked about accepting that she wasn't the best. And acceptance is a very big part of self-regulation. And she did not dwell on the mistakes. And she was also compassionate with herself when mistakes happened. And self-compassion helps you self-regulate so you're not carrying stress around. Positivity and self-kindness is number five, and her second team was so positive and supportive, and that made it easier for her to be kind to herself, which made her want to take care of herself. So, did you learn something? I hope you did. Belisse is learning more about psychology, mental health, and resilience, and how to intentionally create practices and safe environments for kids, because we want kids to take risks and we want to help them thrive. How do you practice resilience? We've got you. Go get Zen Tiger Mind's new e-curriculum, Resilience Essential. It's out now, and there are 8 categories of mental exercises and 44 in all. You'll practice year-round, and it was designed so you can see the exercises on your small device. Coaches and kids do the exercises together in short 5 to 10-minute increments. Teaching the exercises and participating will elevate coaching skills. You'll handle sensitive situations much better, and you'll help kids manage their thoughts and feelings and be more resilient. To check it out, go to zentigermind.com/store and use the code RESILIENCE to get $25 off the Resilience Essential with 44 exercises. And hold up, when you purchase it, you also get a bonus. You get free training from myself, the author of the program. I want to make sure you're successful in teaching it, in reducing anxiety, increasing resilience, and developing healthy kids. We have an exciting lineup in our podcast coming soon. Vanessa Atler, the great, the magnificent Amy Borman, the wise Yuka Segura, and lots of tips for you to integrate and practice positive coaching and mental health in youth sports and at home. Would you like a shout out? Work with me. I recently got back from Utah and Southern California. I had so much fun, and it's the best part of my job to be in person, teaching the kids and working with coaches and parents. I love you guys. You are all about making this journey a healthy one. So, bam, I'm sending positive vibes to Warriors Gymnastics and North Davis Gymnastics in Utah. Hi, guys. And to Scats in Huntington Beach, California. You are awesome. Keep doing the mental exercises and relate to your athletes with compassion, curiosity, and encouragement, because that's what they need in order to thrive. Lastly, where am I going? Well, I'm headed to San Luis Obispo this weekend to work with Vanessa Atler and her team. And in July, Australia and New Zealand to speak at a couple conferences and present some clinics. So look at GCA, that's Gymnastics Clubs of Australia, and IACDP in the show notes. That's International Association of Child Development Programs. And just a quick shout out to Ross Gage and John Mitchell. Here I come. Finally, I'll be presenting a talk in San Jose in August for Region 1 Congress. That's with USA Gymnastics. And I might be going to Nevada. Cassie Rice and Jim Katz are calling. So anybody else, I am so excited to see you. DM me, email me, look at the show notes. I also want to plug Tiffany Mills at Mosaic Diversity Consulting. She does fantastic services for child activity centers. Tiff, I will see you in Australia. And another sponsor of ours is Third Level Consulting. Frank and the team are such a great company for your business growth, education, and goals. Thank you, everybody. I'm so glad you are here. See you next time. Well, that's the show. I'm Lisa Mitzel. I'm honored you chose to listen in. Check the show notes for information. Share your thoughts in the comments. Give us a positive rating if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe. Okay, my friends, this is your journey to grow and learn and guide yourself to your own transformation. I am sending you good vibes, deep breaths, and peace.